Hey guys, Winter here, and in today's video I'll be giving you 6 tips on how to deal more damage. But before we get into the video, I just want to say real quick that only 1.7% of people who watch are actually subscribed. So if you find the video helpful, or if you just enjoy the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Alright, so now let's get into the video. So, the first thing I want to talk about is you have got to make sure you upgrade your weapons. It's extremely important, and plus, it makes your weapons look cool. So the way to do that is at the end of every phase, the shop guy's inventory will update. So during every phase standby, go to the shop vendor, and then go to either buy or exchange. I always did exchange just because it was cheaper and easier. And in order to get the revised weapons, you have to use exchange. You can't buy them. So next we're going to be talking about plugins, their importance, and my favorites. So this is what it looks like when you don't have any plugins. With Hanabi's SAS buff, I'm hitting anywhere between 150 and 334. With plugins and Hanabi SAS buff, I'm hitting anywhere between 250 and 500. So this is what I primarily use for my plugin setup, but it's more than acceptable to change out one of the power enhancers for the emergency and vulnerability field, because that has also saved me in quite a few pinches. And while it's not a must, the double-edged sword is very, very useful. I would highly recommend it for anyone who's good at not getting hit a whole lot, or really good at timing Gemma's SAS. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the skill tree. So after playing through the majority of the game and unlocking about 70% of the skill tree, I'm going to go ahead and give just a few of the skills I think are must-haves. So the first skill I'm going to talk about is the maximum psychokinesis gauge boost. This skill is very useful, but only the first one is. If your playstyle involves staying back and throwing a lot of objects, then I can recommend getting the second one. But as for me, I only got the first one, and I'm pretty good with that. Maybe the most important skill in the skill tree is the 4th weapon combo attack hit. This thing is just really powerful. Because not only does it do really good damage, it also has very small end lag, so it's great for just starting really massive combos. The brain drive gauge charge rate up skill is another must for me, because for the most part of my playstyle involves being in brain drive all the time, so this really helps me get there quickly. Next, Brain Crush SAS Restore is another must, simply because I know it says slightly here, but in reality, whenever you get a Brain Crush, it restores about 40% of the SAS gauge, meaning you can keep either Pyro or Electrokinesis up almost indefinitely. You can also keep Gemma's invulnerability up most of the time as well, especially after you upgrade its duration. You can upgrade SAS duration simply by increasing bond with a character. The last 4 we're going to talk about is both concurrent SAS activation skills and both plugin skills. And I would say for the most part these are pretty vital, but you can go a while without getting the plugin slots, as for the first roughly half of the game, most of the plugins aren't very helpful. And until about phase 9, you can easily get by with having only one of the concurrent SAS activation skills. Something else that's very important is to always make sure you have either pyrokinesis or electrokinesis active in a fight. And since you can't have them both active at once, it's great to constantly switch off of them whenever one of them is fully drained. After getting the Brain Crush SAS Restore skill, you can be very, very free with how you want to use your SAS, and for the most part, you'll always have it up. So again, it's a skill I highly recommend, and also I really think you should always have your SAS active in a fight. Personally, I recommend always to either have Pyro or Electrokinesis active, and then situationally using Gemma's Skeletornesis or Arashi's Hypervelocity when you need to either tank damage or deal damage.
Let's do it together. I can do this.
Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is Brain Drive, and more specifically, how to keep it active for a really long time. So you're going to need Brain Drive Attack Crush Effect up. You're also going to need Brain Drive Restore Brain Drive 1 and 2. And as long as you're going around getting as many Brain Crushes as you can, which by the way will be really easy with the Brain Crush upgrade, you're just going to be getting like so much time back. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm going to just go ahead and fast forward to show how long I was able to keep Brain Drive up. And there you have it. I managed to keep Brain Drive up for just over 2.5 minutes.
Attack worked. That must be a weak spot.
The last thing I'm going to talk about are combos. And I've found that this is probably the most optimal combo in the game. But I can't say for certain. But what I can say for certain is that any non-mini-boss, boss-type enemy that you hit with this will most likely be dead. Sorry about the way this is written. I know it looks a little messy, but I couldn't think of a better way to show what buttons I'm pressing. And there you have it. That's the combo I use whenever I'm struggling on an enemy or just throughout my gameplay. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for sticking around for this long. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you liked my content, maybe even subscribe too. So yeah, if you want to see any specific videos, be sure to leave a comment. And yeah, that's it for me.